Hello, hello. Yes, all very sombre. Would you please give a warm welcome to the leader of our council in Birmingham, Mr. John Clancy.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a privilege and an honour to have been invited here this afternoon to share this. And obviously the music has spoken more eloquently than I can in relation to people's feelings today. I think it's important for people to know today, we have the first citizen of Birmingham here today, our Lord Mayor, who represents everyone in this city. I can speak on behalf of the political class of this city and to say that Birmingham stands with you, the families, today. The whole of Birmingham stands with you. And I want to make it absolutely clear that there's not a tremendous amount I can do beyond offering to the families that united support. But what I can do is something which the other party leaders in the city, that's Councillor Robert Alden and Councillor John Hunt, that's the leader of the Conservative group and the leader of the Liberal Democrat group, that we have come together to say to you that we are with you. And today we have announced that we will be starting the process of granting posthumous freedom to the 21 innocent victims of the pub bombings 42 years ago. And we will start that process today. And hopefully in the new year, there will be a Freedom Day when that will be conferred upon the 21 innocent victims collectively. It's been a very tough year. Every year has been tough over the last 42 years for the families in this city, but I think this year has been particularly tough. And I hope that this gesture, this symbol from the city of us being united with the families will help the families as they go through this particularly tricky end of the year in particular and into next year. We hope that this symbol from the city, that we are united and we stand with you, will be of some comfort to you over the next few months in particular. It's a pleasure to be here as representing the 120 councillors, but I also note obviously that Carl Rice, the Lord Mayor, is with us also, who is the first citizen of the city representing the city, and I think that's important. And I'd like to hand over now, obviously, to someone who's been very important in this whole process and who I obviously spoke to last week in relation to this matter. It was a real deep privilege to be able to speak to her about the matter in relation to the freedom of the city, and that is Julie Hambleton.
I don't have a speech, so please bear with me. Today, we are truly honoured. We're here because 21 people aren't here. We'd like to wholeheartedly and most sincerely thank the Lord Mayor and the council leader, John Clancy, and all of the council for announcing the recognition to posthumously give our loved ones freedom of the city. That means that their names and their memories will forever be embedded in this great city where they lived and where they died. There are so many people to thank. Phil Hatton, what a lovely man. Dave Scott Morgan, Alan Caves, Jim Simpson, Paul James, the NEC group who have given us this fantastic room and their hospitality, such generosity. We'd do anything, and I mean we would do anything to get our loved ones back. But in the process of losing them, we have gained the kindness of so many others, without whom there is no word of a lie, we would not be where we are today. The Birmingham Mail have been momentous in their staunch, unstinting support. And of course, KRW Law, our law firm, who have represented us to date for free. Where else on earth would a company take on such a complex, challenging case of so many families and not want payment. If anybody should have freedom of the city, they should have freedom of Belfast and Northern Ireland, because they truly show the integrity that our government lacks. Our government are holding us up to ransom, causing delaying tactics to stop us from getting legal funding and parity along the same lines as the West Midlands Police and the state agents, such as the Ministry of Defence and the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. What they are basically implying is that the deaths of our loved ones are worth nothing in comparison to others. How is that just, and how is that fair? We fight not just for us, we fight for future generations, because if we don't fight, what sort of a world are you leaving for your children and your children's children, where our governments, past and current, allow mass murderers to continue to have their liberty? Is that the sort of world you want to leave them as your legacy? It most certainly appears that it's Theresa May's legacy is to allow mass murderers to continue to have their freedom. Our mother can't be with us today because she's not very well. So today, I dedicate it to our mother, who has given us the strength and character to fight for those who aren't here to speak or to fight for themselves. We thank you all, each and every one of you. Please don't ever underestimate your support. It really means more than you could ever possibly know. Thank you. I'd like to welcome on to the stage the Lord Mayor, Carl Rice. Please bear with him, he's not very well, he's lost his voice, so he'll only talk for a short time.
Thank you, Julie. I have lost my voice. My wife says it's a good thing. When I became Lord Mayor, one of the first events I went to was a charity event. And Mark Reeves, the editor-in-chief of the Post and Mail, called me over and said congratulations on being Lord Mayor. And he said, there's something that's troubling this city. The families of the 21 don't feel that the City Council has done enough to support them in the very, very difficult job of getting justice. And I said, well, I found it very difficult to believe, because the problem with the council is it's so big and you always assume that everybody's doing what should be done. And I said, well, I'll put that right. And Julie and I exchanged emails. And remember, I'm like most people, Julie, it's very, very difficult to communicate with families who have suffered such tragedy. But I did what I thought was right. And then we spoke on the phone. And then I met them when they were on their way down to see the Home Secretary, Amber Rudd. And you said then it makes the world a difference. And I couldn't understand why the city hadn't been showing support in the past. But I think the fact that the Lord Mayor and the leader of the council are here today put that behind us. There is a clear, unambiguous signal that we are with you until the very, very end. It's not just here today, gone to, we are with you now, Julie, to the very, very end. And just on the music, I wanted to say, I've always thought that Birmingham should have an anthem. And until we get justice for the 21, let this be Birmingham's anthem. Thank you.
Thanks everybody for coming here today and supporting Julie and the families of the 21 people who 42 years ago didn't return home to their loved ones. I've been with Julie now trying to help out for the last 3 to 4 years. In the beginning, it was very hard. Nobody seemed to want to know. For some reason, you'd speak to people about what happened, and there's been no justice for that terrible, terrible evening. And it's as though you're in an invisible bubble. You tell them about it, and it goes. But now, people are beginning to listen, and Julian is being heard with all this help from all these people in Birmingham. I believe it's a civic duty to help those 21 people. I think every citizen of Birmingham should be helping them in the coming months to get justice. Birmingham has a great reputation for music. The tavern in the town, a lot of musicians used to drink in there in the late 60s, 70s. It was a meeting place. I used to go in there and used to meet up with friends, musicians who weren't working that night in clubs or wherever around Birmingham. That was a meeting place. And I believe whoever did that terrible thing that night, they tried to drive a wedge into our society, into our community. But we've proved that they couldn't do it. We all work together. This isn't a political, this isn't a religious, it's got no ethnic background. It's just for justice for Julius and all the other people whose loved ones didn't return. Thanks ever so much for all the musicians and all the bands who've all given a song for this great occasion, to show the love and support that we should all give, and which we are doing for these lovely people who are just trying to get the truth for their loved ones. Thank you ever so much.
This compilation album has been put together by a number of artists who have kindly donated their time and their talent to help us remember our loved ones who were killed in the Birmingham pub bombings on November the 21st, 1974. The 21 who were killed are Charles Harper Gray, Anne Hayes, John Clifford Jones, Neil Robert Marsh, Desmond William Riley, Eugene Thomas Riley, James Frederick Caddick, Thomas Frederick Chater, James Goodlett Craig, Maxine Hambleton, Jane Elizabeth Davis, Paul Anthony Davis, John Rowlands, Lynn Bennett, Marilyn Paula Nash, Maureen Ann Roberts, Michael William Beasley, Pamela Joan Palmer, Stanley James Bodman, Stephen John Wally, and Trevor George Thrupp. Thank you all who were involved in this compilation album for helping us to remember our loved ones who may not be with us today, but they will always be with us in our hearts and our minds, in our plight for truth, justice and accountability. We love you all.